today's Giraffe Talk, we're going to discuss the conflict in Iran. We're going to talk about the disposition of Doge. We're going to go speak on the allegations of fraud in the government. And we're going to spend a lot of time talking about Shia Labeouf.
What topics are in the news?
Breaking news. Suspect is still on the run.
The victim remains in critical.
We will explain how it affects you and your expert sources indicate.
The story is still developing. Reports still remain unconfirmed.
They're calling it Kino.
So members of Doge have been called to testify in front of Congress. What all did they accomplish? What were they doing? What were the methods? And what happened to everybody's personal data? So far, there's been a lot of I don't knows. A lot of I just use ChatGPT, and a lot of people sweating their ass off and crack. Trump administration said they're not going to pay for Medicaid, or Medicare, or daycare. We're in a war right now. Well, Java Khamenei has taken over as supreme leader of Iran and has already found himself in a coma and lost at least one leg. Trump says that the war is already over, but he also said it wasn't a war. But also that the war may continue for weeks upon weeks. I don't know what the story is. When it comes to the schoolhouse being bombed and all the schoolgirls dying, it does seem like it was an error on behalf of the United States with our outdated intelligence. And Hormuz Strait has become an all-out war zone. 4 oil tankers have already been bombed. Many lives have been lost. The economy is going through a free fall. And in regards to the Iranian drone attacks, Ukraine has offered some help. They've gotten a lot of experience fending off Russian drones. Of course, the United States turned down Ukraine's offer. And in related news to Ukraine, Finland is going to investigate the United States due to really delivering NATO weapons and arms to the Ukrainian people. Iran has stated that they're ready to continue this war for decades and to destroy the entire world's economy. 30 to 40% of Iran's energy infrastructure has been destroyed, and Trump said that's not enough. He's going to bomb the roads. He's going to bomb the desalination plants. So Trump has given Iran an ultimatum. Open the Strait of Hormuz, or he's going to bomb their entire civilization, completely eradicate the entire civilization. But he's delayed it by 2 weeks, so J.D. Vance can negotiate with Iran. Trump has said he kind of got a good feeling about working the deal out of Iran. He already got a huge bribe from them, and after 21 hours, negotiations have failed. Trump has started to blame Kushner, Witkoff, Rubio, and Hegseth for the conflict, saying it wasn't really his fault. He didn't know what was going on. He was kind of asleep when they were discussing the war plans. J.D. Vance also tried to show some support to Orban, Prime Minister of Hungary. He's under fire for saying that he would immediately surrender to Russia. And there's some reports the European Union is trying to work to make him lose his position. Just because you give up to Russia and take it up the ass from Putin doesn't mean that you're unfit as a leader of a free nation. Kristi Noem has received allegations that she has illegally funneled $143 million of taxpayer monies. Kristi Noem's husband also got exposed for being a drag queen. And once again, a strong Republican male has a little secret LGBT side to him. Artemis 2 has returned from his trip to the far side of the moon. A successful mission. Everyone made it home in one piece. Trump's also getting a little bit of a side eye. He's lifting sanctions on countries that are buying Russian oil. But realistically, with all the conflict that's going on, it might be a little cruel to keep these sanctions. Speaking of Trump, he has given his full support to Jake Paul. He's promised he's going to enter the world of politics. That's depressing. The court has struck down Trump's move to ban birthright citizenship. But Trump has other plans as well. He has signed an executive order to ban mail-in voting. Some are calling it unconstitutional. Instead of any states accept mail-in votes, we're going to lose their federal funding. Trump has also fired Pam Bondi in regards to mishandling the Epstein case. And FBI Director Kash Patel has had his email hacked. So far, Iran is taking responsibility for this attack. I tell you, I cannot take this guy seriously. Further news, we found out that Tiger Woods is still the fucking man. He wrecked his car, going 40 over the speed limit, while drunk as fuck. And finally in Detroit, a synagogue was attacked. A man in a truck filled with explosives ran into the building before getting out and firing upon the building. Security shot him. As far as reports indicate, he was the only casualty. So I guess we kind of sidestepped a huge disaster. But since we're on the topic of Jewish individuals, we're going to talk about Shia Labeouf. Who is he? What does he do? And how does he affect people like me and you? This is Giraffe TV.
Shia Labeouf.
Shia Labeouf is an actor born on June 11 of 1986 in Los Angeles. He first caught the public's eye with Even Stevens and Holes and my favorite, True Confessions, where he plays a mentally disabled man. I swear everyone forgot this movie even existed.
Eddie, maybe there just isn't enough wind.
No, True, it's not the wind's fault. It's the kite, stupid. Stupid kite. Must be retarded.
He got more clout with Surf's Up, Constantine, I, Robot, Disturbia, and of course, the Michael Bay Transformers series. He did get a little bit of heat with Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, but that movie was probably gonna suck anyway. But after this, he kind of focused on more artistic films, such as Nymphomaniac, Volume 1, Fury, and The Tax Collector. But today, we're gonna go focus on my favorite aspect of Shia Labeouf's career, his crash outs. That means we're not gonna really focus on his weird stuff. So we're not gonna be talking about the premiere of the 2014 film, Nymphomaniac, when he made a public appearance with a brown bag on his head that said, "I am not famous anymore." We're not gonna talk about his plagiarism controversy, where he apologized with a plagiarized apology, and then it was revealed that he plagiarized 2 other pieces. We're not going to talk about his 2016 marriage to Mia Goth with an Elvis impersonator to officiate it. We're not going to talk about a 2020 film, Tax Collector, and his accusations of brownface, or the famous Rob Cantor music video with the actual cannibal Shia Labeouf, his Just Do It campaign, or when he was replaced in Don't Worry Darling by Harry Styles for being apparently a huge asshole. But that is if you believe Florence Pugh. But we're going to focus on the crash outs. This is a Giraffe production.
Shia Labeouf's top 10 crash outs.
Number 10.
Number 10, 2007, he was in Walgreens, drunk off his fucking ass, trying to buy some cigarettes and kind of being a hassle. And it resulted in him getting arrested and charged with trespassing. Pretty low on the scale of Shia LaBeouf crash outs, but it's infamous for being his first real one to hit the news.
Number 9.
In 2017, Shia LaBeouf was at a bowling alley, and his staff refused to fulfill his order of some french fries. He ended up accusing the bartender of being a racist and had to get escorted from the premises, but later he snuck back to give back his bowling shoes, showing that he really does have a heart of gold.
Number 8.
In 2016, Shia LaBeouf got into a huge beef with Soulja Boy after he accused Soulja Boy of having some corny ass music. It got to the point where Soulja Boy pulled some strings and essentially got Shia LaBeouf banned from Atlanta.
Number 7.
In 2020, Shia LaBeouf was involved in a street fight, being charged with battery and theft. He stole his opponent's hat and ran the fuck away.
Number 6.
2014, Shia LaBeouf would see a performance at Studio 54. He got drunk as fuck, he was smoking indoors, he was heckling the actors, and he even slapped Alan Cummings on the ass.
Number 5.
2017, drunk ass Shia LaBeouf approached a cop and a random civilian and asked for a cigarette. Somehow this escalated into a conflict, and he ended up getting arrested for his aggression. And he told his cop named Devin that he was going to hell because he's black. From my understanding, Shia LaBeouf thought he was fighting for the rights of black people, and a black cop arresting him was hypocritical. And therefore, the cop was going to hell for being a token black racist cop? For arresting him? Or something. I don't know, the guy was drunk.
Number 4.
2016, Shia LaBeouf would lead an art piece. He would do a 24-hour live stream of him standing around in an elevator, and eventually escalated in him slapping another person for the sake of art itself.
Number 3.
And in 2017 would be one of my personal favorites of all the Shia LaBeouf crash outs, when he got involved in the He Will Not Divide Us campaign. Started off with him punching a guy in the face for saying Hitler did nothing wrong. I mean, the guy kind of deserves it. You say some pro-Nazi stuff in front of a Jewish person, you're probably going to get punched. Now this would escalate in him planting a flag and live streaming it, and it had "We Will Not Divide Us" printed on it. Now this is back when 4chan was kind of worth a damn, and they would triangulate the position of this flag using the stars, the constellations, and the airplane contrails, and it got snatched. So they found a new location for it, and then that shit happened again. And eventually Shia LaBeouf resorted in moving the flag to the United Kingdom.
Number 2.
And number 9, his infamous breakup with FKA Twigs. Now this is kind of when the public opinion changed against him. He had an infamous crash out, and his ex would accuse him of physical abuse, mental abuse, of throwing racial slurs at her all the time, and a lot of lot of women from his past, such as Shia. A lot of women that he was involved in the past. A lot of women that Shia Labeouf was involved in the past, such as Shia, Maya Goff, and Florence Pugh, would say that it seems likely that he did that shit. They kind of corroborate the claims. And Yingling, the ambrosia of the gods. I'll be honest, not really feeling the video topic. I'm talking about Shia Labeouf kicking a man who's obviously mentally ill while he's down on the ground when there's more important topics to talk about. We got the war in Iran. Well, I don't know if it's a war. Our president says it isn't. Then he says it is. Then he says he's wanted. Then he says he needs help. Then he says he doesn't need help. NATO isn't going to jump in because it's a defensive alliance and we kind of went on the offensive of Israel. Should have Hormuz is in conflict. Oil cannot get through. Going through a resource crisis again. Iran's threatening to destroy desalination plants. Trump is threatening to destroy energy production facilities. Iran has retaliated against United Arab Emirates, Saudi Arabia, and Qatar. Trump's easing sanctions on countries that are buying Russian oil. And China and Russia are supplying Iran with information on United States targets. And Pete Hegseth said it's okay, because we all know that Trump is working with Russia. And Russia stated that if we stop giving intel to Ukraine, they're going to stop giving intel to Iran, which is an obvious lie, but it's definitely an out for Trump to stop aiding Ukraine. Then we hear him talk about we might go after Cuba next. We got ICE now trying to work in airports for the TSA who hasn't been paid in like a month. We got numerous small-scale terrorist attacks occurring. Trump's blaming all Arabs, all Muslims, all Persians. Tulsi Gabbard says she doesn't know what's going on and you can't expect her to understand where threats to this nation are coming from just because she's in the national intelligence. Finding out that most of our politicians are either involved in a giant human trafficking organization or they're trying to cover it up. There's going to be no punishment that they're ever going to receive. And overall, it just seems like a shit show. Like Chuck Norris died. I still don't know how to process that information. And at the end of the day, things are just getting harder and harder for the average American. J.D. Vance just admitted he's taking away Social Security and Medicare. Like, why are we even paying taxes if we're not helping our fellow Americans? And now I'm going after poor little Shia Labeouf. Shia Labeouf doesn't know where the fuck he's at. He doesn't know what he's doing. I don't know. Maybe poor little Shia Labeouf really is just a Hollywood anti-hero. Maybe he went crazy because we live in a crazy world. Maybe I can't really blame him for crashing out when I want to crash out every day. Maybe it is an actual calculated and measured response to the world he fucking lives in. And also him playing a mentally disabled kid was the best role he ever had. I don't know. Maybe I gotta make a foreign affairs giraffe video next. Alright, I'll get it together. We're gonna finish the Shia Labeouf video.
Number 1.
This crash out in New Orleans during Mardi Gras, and this might be a case of recency bias, but the whole story was preposterous. Him being thrown out of establishments, him fighting 3 different men, and then he would claim that all 3 of these men were gay men trying to play in his booty hole, and that he was only acting in self-defense. Kinda got him back in the news, kinda made me want to make a video about little old Shia Labeouf. This is Giraffe.
The world is a dark and uncertain place.
So when you look at the state of the world, especially in the last 10 years, can you really blame Shia Labeouf for crashing out? And some of the words that Shia Labeouf uses, some of his actions that he uses are completely contradictory. But can you blame somebody for having an inconsistent belief system when the world changes with every refresh? And maybe he is lying when he asks for forgiveness and pretends he's gonna turn a new leaf, but I hear lies every day. And most of them are from me to myself. Maybe that's all you can do to survive in the modern era. And when you think of his life, when you think of him starting as a child star, when you think about all the hate that he got, some of it unjust, some of it justified, can you really blame him for being a drunk fucking asshole? But all I can say is, whether I love him or hate him, in some weird way, I've always been a fan of Shia Labeouf, and I'm very interested to see what he does with the future. And I've got countless hours of entertainment from his antics. I've said Giraffe Productions, we are a fan of Shia Labeouf, and God bless him and his crash outs.